Do you think our portfolio will be the Aussie real estate in the next 5 years? I don't know, but let's find out. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is David. So let's set the scene. My fiance is asking me this question so that we don't miss the forest for the trees. But to compare the value of these two asset classes, I will have to do some educated guessing to estimate how much is my portfolio going to be worth in about 5 years time, and how much is a home is worth in 5 years time in Sydney. Towards the end, I didn't expect to part ways with my portfolio, but I'm very excited to be able to move into our new home very, very soon. First, how much will my portfolio be worth in 5 years time? To keep it simple, say my portfolio is worth $240,000, and that's roughly a deposit. And say that entire $240,000 are in an index fund that tracks the top 500 companies in the US. And between 2000 and 2019, we know that the stock market, after adjusting for inflation, have returned approximately 4.15% per year. And using our government's compound interest calculator, that 240,000 would be worth approximately 295,000 after 5 years. Okay, what about a home after 5 years? There are a lot of factors that change how much a home is worth in the future. For example, the suburb, the demographic of the suburb makes a big difference. The type of home that I'm buying, whether that's a house, a unit, an apartment, that also makes a very, very big difference. And for us, we selected a suburb based on a set of criteria that's non-negotiable. It has to be 30 minutes away from the city. It has to have a lot of parks, restaurants, and shops, so it makes it easier to do grocery shopping. And thirdly, it needs to be close to our family. And that narrows down a set of suburbs. And we base our budget on the maximum amount we are willing to pay so that we don't have to eat ramen noodles every day. Let's keep this simple and comparable to stocks. Say the home price is worth $1.2 million. A 20% deposit will be $240,000. And that means we'll have to borrow $960,000 at a 6% interest rate. Between 2010 and 2019, after taking into account inflation, the median house price in Sydney have grown approximately 4.4% per year. So using the compound interest calculator our government had given us, this is our home price, regular deposit. This is what the growth rate is for median house price after adjusting for inflation. And in about 5 years time, my home could be worth approximately $1.5 million, roughly. Coming back to this table, in 5 years time, say the home price is now worth 1.5 million. And we deduct away basically our deposit, what we owe the banks, and what we end up with is 400K worth of equity. That's pretty cool, right? As part of our monthly repayments, there is a principal element to the repayments, and then also there is an interest element to the repayments. So in that 5 years, we would have actually built an additional $100,000 worth of equity simply by us paying the banks. So if we take that away, then the net equity gain is more like 300,000, and that still sounds pretty good. Well, pocketing 300,000 after 5 years time, that still sounds pretty good. But there's more to this. As part of owning a home, I would have paid approximately 50,000 in stamp duty. And then there is the interest payments. It would be almost 270,000 over that 5 years time. And what that ultimately means,
you are broke.
In 5 years, I would have paid more out of my pocket compared to just owning stocks and let it grow on its own. So then the question is, why even consider a home? And what it really came down to is 3 main reasons. 1, it gives us a lot of options in the future to debt recycle or even pull equity out to buy our next home. The second reason is that we want to stay close to our family. Now that they're getting old, it's easier for us to take care of them if they need us, if we're nearby. And most importantly, the gap between home value and our income have widened to such a point that it's now 8.5 times Aussie incomes. Frankly, we don't want to be priced out of the market in the future. Now, considering those reasons and looking at the much bigger picture, it actually makes a lot of sense based on our own circumstances to consider a home. So my question is, did you do this calculation for yourself recently? If so, I would love to know your thought process in the comment section below. Now, I have to say, between dollar cost averaging into ETFs and buying a home, the effort required to purchase a home is not even comparable. My fiance and I went to a ton of inspections, did quite a bit of bidding wars, and through this process, we learned a lot of unexpected things from our broker and our lawyer. So in the next video, I want to share my learnings going through this entire process and the insider notes that we have learned through people in the industry, and definitely show some footage of us getting pressured to bid higher in an auction. Until the next video, my name is David, and I'll see you very soon.